And good evening to you. Welcome to high school basketball action on Central Illinois Sports, live from Bushnell Prairie City High School for tonight's sectional championship matchup between the 31-4 Illini Bluffs Tigers and the 27-4 Camp Point Central Panthers. Good evening to you. Alongside Gavin Hilgenbrink and Brian Shoemaker, I'm Charlie Hull. This is the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. The last time these two teams matched up was over the Christmas holiday break at the Macomb Holiday Tournament. It was a 1-point win on a last-second shot by Illini Bluffs that sealed the victory and sent Camp Point Central into the third and fourth place game. Illini Bluffs would move on to lose to Eureka in the championship, just one of their 4 losses on the season. But we expect this contest to live up to the billing, just like the first game did, and are excited for it here tonight. These two teams, 2 of the 16 left playing in Class 1A. The winner moves on to the Elite 8 and the Super Sectional at the Jacksonville Bowl next Monday night. We've got a lot to talk about on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. We'll have more for you after this.
Wish you had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Did you know that Prairie Land FS doesn't just sell seed? They treat it and box it right here at one of their local facilities, then deliver it to your farm or fields. Growers trust Prairie Land FS to deliver top-performing crop protection products that promise the best performance before, during, and after the growing season. Prairie Land FS, your leading supplier of choice.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies focus on your income. At Northwestern Mutual, we focus on your outcome. That's why we know what it takes to succeed both on your balance sheet and in your life. It takes the right financial partner who looks at where you are now and where you want to go and design a financial plan to take you there so you can achieve the life you're after today and every day after. Focus on your financial outcome with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Sheila Davidsmeyer today. Her office is located at 311 West Washington in Pittsfield, Illinois, or visit SheilaDavidsmeyer.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Back with you on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show with locations at Pittsfield, Berry, Liberty, and Hannibal. Great Rivers Bank is here to serve the community with high-quality banking services close to home. Learn more at greatriversbank.bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. The Camp Point Central Panthers and the Illini Bluffs Tigers here in the sectional championship contest from Bushnell Prairie City High School. Brian Shoemaker alongside. And Brian, we had the opportunity the first time these two teams matched up in the Macomb tournament to bring you the game here on Central Illinois Sports. It was, well, everything you'd ask for in a matchup on 2 of the top-tier teams in this part of the state, and we're looking forward to the rematch here tonight.
You talk about things like a 5-star matchup, Charlie, is the term you sometimes use for opportunities like this. It felt like a 5-star matchup the first time at the Macomb Western Holiday Tournament. And as the season drug on, you kind of felt these were maybe the real 2 teams to make it here to the top of the Bushnell Prairie City sectional. It's played out that way tonight. The number 1 and the number 2 seeds is based on by the coaches' votes. The 2 teams that arguably had the 2 best seasons overall are here tonight in the championship as well. It's going to be another 5-star affair, and we're so glad to bring it to you.
The winner of this contest will play at 7 o'clock Monday evening at the Jacksonville Bowl against the winner of Waterloo-Jabot and Springfield Calvary. They're playing at the Hardin sectional in a game that you can also watch live here on Central Illinois Sports. Other sectional championship matchups this evening. Serena is taking on Chicago St. Francis de Sales. That's at Putnam County up in Granville. Lexington and Bloomington Cornerstone Christian Academy are playing at Hayworth. Altamont and Tuscola are at Altamont this evening. Bluford Weber and Mounds Meridian are playing at the Junction Gallatin County sectional championship. Chicago Hope and Chicago Marshall squaring off at Elgin, and Fulton and Scales Mound are playing at the beautiful facility at Lanark Eastland this evening. in a game that supposedly had about 1,000 people waiting outside before they opened the doors, Brian. And we've got a big crowd still filing in here tonight, and officially a sellout here at Bushnell.
Well, it's nice weather for the most part across the state of Illinois tonight. We've got some fantastic teams in several of the sites playing tonight for sectional championships, and the crowds have come out in droves. This is arguably and easily the largest crowd we've seen of the 3 nights that we've been here. Night number 1 really was not an exceptionally great crowd, Charlie, to be truthful. Wednesday night, pretty decent crowd, maybe about 3/4 full, but this place has started to fill up since they opened the doors shortly after 6 o'clock, and I'd say it's going to be standing room only here tonight.
You've got a lot of orange and black on one side, a lot of old gold and black on the other, as these two teams are going to be playing in front of a fantastic crowd, and both of these teams have worked hard throughout the season to arrive at this point. We'll talk about the seasons for these two teams on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show after this.
Jersey's World! Jersey's World! Party time! Excellent! Party on, James! Party on, Todd!
Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, where you can find the best burgers, sandwiches, and steaks, all locally sourced from GJY Beef Company.
We love beer! We love beer!
Ice cold draft beer. Enjoy one of our many craft selections on the patio. All at Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Camp Point, Illinois.
Rough day at work? We all have them from time to time. But the last thing you want to worry about is coming home to your internet being out. Or even worse, waiting all day to watch the big game, only to find out it's blacked out. With Cascom, those worries are a thing of the past. Our local technicians are here to service any issues and ensure you have a worry-free experience, whether it be internet, TV, or even home phone. Call Cascom today at 1-800-252-1799 to schedule or upgrade your internet and TV service.
There's a road that makes all the difference between the good and the great. A road less traveled for the few who can handle the grind. One of hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership, with a respect for heritage and tradition and a willingness to adapt. At Little Jess, we travel that road every day because we believe in that difference. And we dare our competition to try and keep up. Little Jess, serving the tri-state area since 1969.
Back with you on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Camp Point Central riding a 13-game winning streak as they enter this sectional championship. For Camp Point Central, it's the first time in school history they're playing for a sectional title, which means, Brian, if they win tonight, it would be the first time they take a sectional plaque home. And for a group of kids and these athletes at Camp Point Central, been a pretty good school year on the athletic side.
Well, I'll tell you what, of course, everyone knows about the football season as they made their way back to the state title game. Their high school girls basketball team had a great run, won a regional championship in Class 2A. Basketball boys are doing well. A lot of great success in the junior high ranks as well. It is cliche as it is to say, it's been a great year to be a Panther, Charlie.
They started out the season with a 10-point loss to Brown County. That was on the Monday after they played in the state championship football game on the Friday. I'm not sure they even had an official practice at that point. Brown County, of course, a 20-plus game winner on the season. Then they had wins over Biggsville, Liberty, TMCV, Beardstown, Western, Quincy Notre Dame by 19 points. A win over Madison 57-46 before they lost their second game of the season on December 20th to Lexington. Then they reeled off a couple of wins against Lewiston and West Hancock at the Macomb Holiday Tournament before losing to the Illini Bluffs squad 51-50 back on December 30th. They would turn around later in that day and defeat Southeastern 51-43, beat the Suns 5 days later at their gym 39-33. Defeating West Hancock in a 46-34 win, then defeating Western, avenging that loss to Brown County 49-40 on the 9th January at the Winchester Tournament. The last time this team suffered defeat, that was back on the 12th of January, a 47-42 loss to Jacksonville Rout. Since then, they've reeled off 13 in a row, wins over Griggsville Perry, a regional winner in Payson Seymour, Minden Unity, Pittsfield, West Hancock, Rushville, Griggsville Perry again, Illini West, Macomb, West Central, Minden Unity, Bushnell Prairie City, and Peoria Christian 51-39 on Wednesday night here in the sectional semifinal. On the other side of things, although IB has won a sectional championship in school history, Brian, it's been a while. In fact, I think it was about the same time you were born.
Pretty darn close. 1981, Charlie. Atari was king. Everybody knew your name at Cheers. Gas was $1.25 a gallon. It's been a while.
It has been a while for this Illini Bluffs team. Clay Vass's squad has it going on as well, though. They started off their season with a winner over Illini West, turned around and lost to Macomb 49-33. You're going to see a theme that it took IB kind of a little bit to adjust to the season, it seemed like. Wins over West Prairie and a high-scoring win over West Hancock, losing to Bushnell Prairie City back on the 26th of November. A win against Midwest Central. CSRV, they beat Princeville, Greenview, Lewiston, Abington, Avon, Peoria Heights, Monmouth, Roseville, Rockridge, a quality win. That team playing in a sectional championship on the 2A side, defeating Camp Point Central 51-50 before losing in the championship game of the Macomb Holiday Tournament 48-44 to a good Eureka squad. Then they reel off a 4-game winning streak over Petersburg Porta, Athens, CSRV once again, and Rova. Lost to Peoria Christian 56-42. Avenged that loss 6 days later, 45-35, and have not suffered defeat since the 14th of January. Wins over Chicago Bogan, Brimfield, Elmwood, Hartsburg-Emden, Farmington, Delavan, Rova, Illini Central, Mount Pulaski, CSRV, Delavan again, Brown County 56-39 in the regional championship, and a 45-15 beatdown of Elmwood in the sectional semifinal. This team has it really going on at the right time of the season.
Well, Charlie, you talk about the schedule that Illini Bluffs has played. It's by design. They talked a little bit how they wanted to change that Farmington game to an early February game this year. It paid off. It was a heck of a contest for both teams in a game that they say was a real great tune-up for the postseason. They found themselves a great Chicago opponent in a traditional power in Chicago Bogan. They challenged themselves at Thanksgiving and Christmas time, and it's paid off as they're now here in a sectional championship game, hoping to bring one home for the first time in, well, quite a long time.
1981, you talk about a coach in Clay Vass, 500-plus wins in a coaching career. He's seen a lot of different successful programs through, and he's been on the sideline with a lot of big games. I think the last time this team would have played in a sectional championship would have been when they lost to a Carson Cuevas-led Brimfield squad back in the about 2017 season, yep. I believe, around that time frame. And that team, of course, went on to win the state championship, but he's had some very good teams since that point. A lot of talent has rolled through that Glassford area, but it's not an accident that a team who's as well coached as Illini Bluffs has success year in and year out.
Well, he talked to some of the local Peoria media a while back, Charlie, and he said, you know, this team's a lot of fun. He said it's really fun to coach this team. He said, I've taken a lot of teams into the postseason, had a lot of success, but this one feels just a little bit special. And you can obviously tell, Charlie, it's a team that's led by some special players, including, of course, the big talented junior center, Hank Alvey. I mistakenly put senior in our pregame notes, and Charlie, it's kind of easy to make the mistake because he plays like one.
He is a heck of a player. We saw him play last year as a sophomore. He was, a kid that looked like, hey, all of a sudden he sprouted up, and he's 6'9", wasn't extremely strong at that point. You can tell he's worked really hard to gain that overall strength, has great body control. And then if you take a look at the rest of the IB lineup, there's nobody under 6'3" that starts, Brian, and in 1A basketball, that makes really, really tough matchups for the opponent each and every night.
We were talking to Aaron Britton from his Nesto Hoops website. He's here tonight checking the game out, and we were talking a little bit, and he said both of these teams are truly tough defensive teams. He said you'll have a lot of teams claim that they're tough defensively, and they like to boast about their defense. He said these two teams, when it comes to defense, are the real deal. The big advantage that Illini Bluffs has with that big backcourt and all those long, lanky guards, we saw it in the Elmwood semifinal, they're able to continue to push outside of the arc. You'll see a lot of guys that are really tough defensively inside the three-point line, but when you've got to move those guards outside, sometimes those ball handlers are able to take advantage and penetrate. But this Illini Bluffs team makes it very difficult, and of course they're very long and very lanky. They get their hands in the passing lane, and for as good of a passing team and as good of a ball handling team, Charlie, that Camp Point Central is, they're going to have to be on their air game in that regard tonight.
In the first matchup, Isaac Ginnebacher was in foul trouble within the first 3 minutes of the contest. In fact, had 3 fouls in the first half, did not play much of the first half. Gavin Blewett played big minutes for Camp Point Central in that game to help keep them within shouting distance. It was a game that was won on literally a last-second shot. An inbounds play, I can remember it well. It was from the sideline opposite the scorer's table, just inside the front court. They inbounded the ball to Hank Alvey on the right wing. He had a little ISO action against Ginenbacher, drove in, and just the 6'9 frame shot it over the top of the 6'3 frame in Ginenbacher. It was good defense, but better offense and execution, and IB came away the winner, 51-50. Camp Point Central looking for a little revenge in this contest. IB looking to move on to the Super Sectional. We are 4.5 minutes away from the Star Spangled Banner, the starting lineups, and the play-by-play of the sectional championship game on Central Illinois Sports and the Great Rivers Bank pregame show.
Here in Pittsfield, we're focused on maintaining a healthy, diverse economic base to increase opportunities for our residents. Economic factors greatly affect a community's overall potential, and we strive to continue our prosperous culture. The availability of both commercial and industrial employment centers and new lucrative entrepreneurship opportunities are major assets for growth and development here in Pittsfield. In addition to providing employment and income to people, Pittsfield also boasts several tax incentive districts to further facilitate economic growth. Examples of growth and success can be seen throughout Pittsfield. Pittsfield is located within Pike County and widely known for the abundance of white-tailed deer, and is also home to companies that have capitalized from the region's natural resources. Located over on Madison Street, White-tailed Properties is a major local and international employer that truly embodies the local and economic spirit of Pittsfield. State-of-the-art communications and telecommuting are available here. Be sure to catch their televised series throughout the week on the Sportsman Channel. Come grow and be a part of something great in Pittsfield, Illinois.
At Game Masters in Quincy,
we're passionate about the outdoors.
Shooting is one of our favorite pastimes.
When it comes to guns and ammo, think Game Masters. They have new guns, used guns, gun safes, and gun accessories. And be sure to head over to GameMastersOutdoors.com to check out our great selection.
Clothing, fishing, hunting, gifts, and more. At Game Masters in Quincy,
we're passionate about the outdoors.
When I'm driving in my car with my family, I've got 2 kids and a wife, and 4 of us are driving a car, we literally get excited when we see a dot truck. It's actually a sense of pride.
Why I would encourage anyone to work a dot. We take care of each other.
The company continues to grow and expand.
That to me is what brings me to work every day and that I enjoy.
Diversity, culture, family, all of those things. If you want them, you should be a dot.
Welcome you back here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. If you're in the market for a new auto or home loan, see the gang at Great Rivers Bank and check out that online loan application tool at greatriversbank.bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. 2 minutes left here in the pregame warm-ups, Charlie. Camp Point Central and Illini Bluffs out of Glassford, Illinois. 2 small school basketball programs, Charlie. Somebody's going to bring their community home a sectional plaque. If it's Camp Point for the first time ever, if it's for Illini Bluffs, the first time in a whole long darn time since 1981. This should be a lot of fun tonight.
Well, I'm not telling you that it's not as exciting when a team from Chicago or Rockford or Peoria or Carbondale wins a sectional championship. When you talk about small towns like this, you're going to see a fire truck leading a bus into a town either in Glassford or Camp Point here tonight. And it's going to be exciting for the communities as we have, Netgate 2023 possibly, as the net has entangled itself. They're looking at Hank Alvey. They say, could you jump up and get it? He's like, no, I'm not allowed to hang on the rim, but coach says he can do it. And look at this, little net repair before the game starts. Win you some brownie points. It's wrapped up around one of those hooks, Brian, and we saw a fire the other night. Not a real fire, just a fire alarm. And this evening we're seeing a net that is entangled, and looks like they may have to get a ladder out to fix it. We are going to step aside as we'll have the national anthem as it's presented by the United States Army Band and Choir. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups presented by Farm and Home Supply. It's sectional championship action between the Illini Bluffs Tigers and the Camp Point Central Panthers on Central Illinois Sports.
Yeah, I'm at Farm and Home for essentials.
Did you find everything you need?
No, apparently not. Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about.
No other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply.
Nice job by Keely Lee with the national anthem tonight here in the gymnasium. Thanks to the United States Army Band and Choir for their version on Central Illinois Sports as well. It's time to meet the starters in this contest. Our starting lineups are brought to you by Farm and Home Supply. From snacks and hoodies to power tools and lawn chairs, no other place has it like your local Farm and Home Supply. For the visiting team, first of all, the Central Panthers. James Barnett's squad, 27-4. They'll start at a guard, a 6-foot junior, Nick Moore. At a second guard, a 5'11 senior, Briar Wiskirchen. At the third guard, the 5'8 junior, Drew Pabin. At a forward, he's a 6'5 senior, Carter Eiler. And at the other forward, the 6'2 senior, Isaac Ginnenbacher. For the Illini Bluffs Tigers, Clay Vass's team, 31-4 on the year. They will start at a guard, a 6'3 junior, Wyatt Hindle. At a second guard, he is a 6'3 sophomore, DeLon White. And the third guard is the 6'3 sophomore, Toby Cooper. At a forward, he is a 6'5 senior, Brandon Coates. And at the other forward, the 6'9 junior, Hank Alvey. That's a look at our starting lineups. Again, presented by Farm and Home Supply. Check them out at farmandhomesupply.com or stop by the location nearest you. Illini Bluffs, the top seed in this regional sectional complex. They will be wearing the home white uniforms with the black numbers and orange trim, as the Central Panthers are in the visiting black uniforms with the old gold numbers and white trim here this evening. Our scoreboard, as it has been throughout the season, is brought to you by Trucks LLC. For all of your diesel repair needs, give Trucks a call. Trucks is ready to serve you at their new facility in the Industrial Park in Pittsfield, or they can come to you with mobile service units, 217-922-0044 for Trucks. That's T-R-U-X, Trucks. Well, we are just about ready for tip-off alongside our cameraman, Gavin Hilgenbrink. Brian Shoemaker with your stats and color commentary. I'm Charlie Holm. We are certainly glad you've chosen to spend your Friday night on this first Friday in March with us on Central Illinois Sports. Albee will jump in the center circle for Illini Bluffs against Ginnenbacher from Camp Point Central. Somebody headed to the Elite Eight at the end of the night. Sit back and enjoy it on Central Illinois Sports. Our tip-off tonight is up and one. Well, by nobody. It went out of bounds, and I think we'll re-tip. Nope, they're going to say out of bounds off of Camp Point Central. So Central will get the arrow, but the basketball will go the way of Illini Bluffs to start the contest. Coates will inbound for IB. Gets the ball tipped and out of bounds, and we still have no official time coming off the clock yet, Brian, as it still says 8 minutes.
Just right off the bat, you can already see Central's hands in the passing lanes. This is going to be a really fun defensive battle tonight, Charlie.
Well, how many tip balls did Ginnenbacher have the other night? I mean,
all of them.
He had 7 steals, but my goodness, he had deflections like they were going out of style. Here's Coates with it on the right wing. He'll look in the paint to Albee. Albee a turn, shoot, and score for the first 2 points of the contest and puts Illini Bluffs on top 2-0, 7:40 to play in the first. Pabin with it out top, finds Wiskirchen. Knifes into the lane. Now on the right baseline, it goes to Carter Eiler. Out top, Ginnenbacher, who nearly had the triple-double the other night. Pabin works on the bounce. Back to Eiler, now Pabin. There's good quickness and length out of this Illini Bluffs squad. That's what makes them so tough to run good offense against. Here's Pabin. Down to Eiler. Back behind the arc, finds Ginnenbacher on the bounce now. He'll work his way on the right side to Pabin, really guarding him hard on the perimeter. Free throw line, Eiler with a shot, and it's good. The big men in business early, and the game is tied at 2 points apiece.
Nice move there, Charlie. We've seen it the other night. If they can draw Alvey off on help side defense, he sometimes has a tendency to lose that man he was originally guarding.
Here's the ball on the right side to Coates. They try to work it down to the paint. Ball tip stolen away. Another deflection by Isaac Ginnenbacher. The Panthers get the first takeaway of this contest. Pabin with it out top. Trying to get it to Moore. He's being face guarded by the sophomore White. And why wouldn't you face guard Nick Moore? He put up 22 points. Here's Wiskirchen on the baseline. Pabin. Eiler at the free throw line. 6:30 to play in the first. Here's Ginnebacher off balance. Shot won't fall through. And the rebound secured by Hindle. Hindle with the handle into the front court now for Illini Bluffs, and a game tied at 2 points apiece. Don't expect a high-scoring game in this contest. They both can put up points, but they both like to really dig in on the defensive side. Hindle with it. On the left side finds Cooper. Really looking down low. Now can't find the man. Ball knocked out of bounds. They'll say it is off of Camp Point Central. And it'll stay with IB on the sideline.
For a kid like Briar Wiskirk, Charlie, who as a young man really was developed as a scorer, he's really over the past 2 seasons become a really nice defender for the Panther squad.
And bounce pass to Alvey. When he holds it high, it's like that mean kid on the playground, Brian. You're not going to get it. Now the man in Coates, they say, stepped out of bounds on the baseline, and 2 turnovers on Illini Bluffs here in the first 2 minutes of the contest.
Illini Bluffs being challenged just enough right now. We didn't see a lot of that early from Elmwood, but of course we're a little bigger stakes here tonight and a little better opponent in Camp Point Central.
Wiskirkin with the basketball, gets it to Moore on his first offensive touch of the contest. They're asking the sophomore White to play a big role on that defensive side, and he's up to the challenge. Wiskirkin to Ginnebacher. He'll try the dribble drive in against Coates. Shot block, gets the board though, does Ginnebacher. Good defense by Coates as he rose and blocked it with the left hand. Here's a drive in now. Paven, runner won't fall. Alvey grabs the board for the Tigers. Gets it to Hindle. He'll walk it up against the man-to-man pressure of Drew Paven. Man-to-man defense both ways to start this contest, and you wouldn't expect to see them out of that man most of the night. Here's Coates from the free throw line, left it short. Eiler secures the board for Camp Point Central. Lid on the basket on both ends here, as it's just 2-2 with 5:05 to play in the first. Wiskirkin, little hezzy move, drives in, left-hand runner won't fall. Rebound down to Cooper. Gets the outlet pass to Hindle. Into the front court right side, Coates feeds the post in. Alvey, left-handed hook shot up and good. Alvey's got 4, and the Tigers have a 4-2 lead with 4 minutes, 44 seconds to play.
Ginnebacher and Eiler are really tough inside, but Alvey is just a ton when he can get his arm up in the air, and it's a turnover on the Panthers.
And then nearly stolen back away. Cooper, though, able to secure it as the Tigers get their first takeaway of this contest. Looking to build on this 2-point lead. Tried that pass inside, and Hank Alvey had the defensive takeaway. Here's a turnaround shot, Alvey. Feeling it early on the little fadeaway, Jay. That time he's got all 6. And the Tigers have a 4-point lead.
Hank Alvey had 22 the other night. Charlie, we expect another high performance from him here this evening.
Out top with it. The ball comes inside. Back to Wiskirkin. Top of the key. Moore left him alone for a 3. It's off the mark as the Tigers dodge a bullet, and the rebound pulled down by Cooper, his second. Halfway home in this first period. 6-2 the advantage for Illini Bluffs. Hindle looking to get free now. Left side White. Ball tipped. Coates gets it back. He'll try to back his way in over the smaller man and Moore. Shot it up, no good. Foul, they'll say on the floor first. So no shooting foul here. It'll be ball out of bounds underneath for Illini Bluffs.
Nick Moore's going to pick up the foul. It's his first personal. First team of the ball game as we're going to see Gavin Blewett check in for the first time tonight for Camp Point Central. 3:45 left here as you got to see the replay on the Northwestern Mutual replay cam.
Sheila Davidsmeyer and her team at Northwestern Mutual. And there's a easy 2 for Cooper on the inbounds play. And it's a 6-point Illini Bluffs advantage. Out of the gates, they lead 8-2.
Only seen Cooper with 4 points the other night, Charlie, but this is a kid that's had double-digit scoring in multiple games tonight. He might be a real X-factor here for Illini Bluffs.
All 5 starters for both teams are capable scorers. Here's Paven, knifes inside. Gets it out to Blewett. Blewett just inside the arc. A shot fake on a drive at Alvey. Tries to go up over the top of the 6'9 man. Shot no good. Ginnebacher hustles down his second offensive rebound of the contest. Moore with it, and 2 hands on him in White, and he'll be called for the foul.
Personal foul will go against Devin White. It's his first, team first against Illini Bluffs, as Briar Wiskirkin will get the ball inbounds for Camp Point on the underneath, as the officials will say, will be the positioning.
3 minutes, 11 seconds to play here in the opening period. Ginnebacher will be the man to throw it in for the black and gold Panthers. Out top, Blewett. The size of Illini Bluffs negates a lot of what Camp Point Central likes to do, and that's getting the ball to the window. Ginnebacher now drives inside, right at Alvey. High glass and gets it to go. Ginnebacher with the bucket. He's got his first 2 and makes the score 8-4. Tigers have Hindle. What a ball handler he is. Down low to White. A lot of the passes have come into the paint. Shot put up no good. Rebound tipped around into the hands of Blewett. His first. Works the pass to Paven. Brings it across with a left-hand dribble. 2:37 to play here in this first quarter. Wiskirchen left side. A lot of motion off of the ball, trying to get guys freed up for Camp Point Central. They're not going to really be able to do a lot of one-on-one action against this Illini Bluff squad. That's how good they are defensively, and that length, Brian, really plays a big role in that.
Well, and you'd like to think maybe you could set a pick and roll and maybe get a mismatch, Charlie, but there's not really one here available for Camp Point on the guard side.
Not when everybody on the starting lineup side is over 6'3" for Illini Bluffs. Right side with it is Moore. Moore, a step back J off the mark. Rebound down to Blewett. Third offensive rebound of the night for the Panthers. Rebound and the shot up, no good. Blocked that time by Alvey. Out of bounds here. It will go to Illini Bluffs as Ginnenbacher touched it last.
Second block of the game for Hank Alvey. He's got 2 rebounds and 6 points already, Charlie. And we're still early here in the first quarter.
5'8" junior Jack Murphy into the game for the first time for Illini Bluffs as White takes a chair. 1:59 to play in the first. Tigers have a 4-point lead and the basketball length of the court to go. Alvey with it in the backcourt. A little soft pressure by Camp Point Central and the man-to-man all over the court. To Hindle near the half-court line. 1:47 to play in the first. Works the left side to Murphy, and a foul going to be called underneath against Gavin Blewett.
For Blewett, it'll be his first personal, second of the game against Camp Point Central. Comes with 1:45 remaining here in the first. It'll be Illini Bluffs basketball underneath their own hoop.
Blewett trying to keep a hold of Hank Alvey, and that's a tall task. Pun fully intended. They'll try the entry pass this time and threw it too far. Out of bounds. Third turnover by Illini Bluffs as Alvey was still trying to get engaged for the post-up, and the pass came a little quicker than he expected.
Not often you could probably say it, Charlie. Maybe a little too high and too far away for Hank Alvey and his long frame to even reach.
There's not a lot of those times. Here's a ball now tipped, and it's going to be stolen away. Turnover number 2 by Camp Point Central. Murphy got the hand of the passing lane for the deflection. 1:23 to play in the first. Coates with it on the left wing. Gets it off to Murphy. To Alvey. Skip pass on the right wing. That's Hindle. Back to Alvey. Double team comes his way. He steps through it, though, with a big left-hand hook. And another 2 for Big Hank. He's come to play tonight. Has 8, with a minute to play in this first period. There's no secret about what Illini Bluffs wants to do. It's kind of hard to hide Hank Alvey, but it's also just as equally hard to stop him down low. Blewett with it on the right wing. Top of the key to Ginnenbacher. Got the man off of his feet. Drives inside, has the advantage. Left-hand shot is up and good by Ginnenbacher with his second basket of the contest. That time he got Coates up off of his feet on that 3-point shot fake and did a nice job to finish on the left side.
Ginnenbacher was able to expose that a lot in the second half against Peoria Christian as well.
Here's Alvey on the baseline. Quick pass into Coates. Coates backs his way in. Puts it up through contact. No good. Rebound. Ginnenbacher secures it, and a foul going to be called on Coates.
For Coates, it'll be his first personal, team's second of the ball game against Illini Bluffs with just 22 seconds left here in the first frame as Camp Point Central will have the length of the court to go against a little extended pressure here from IB.
Panthers get the basketball to start the second quarter, barring a tie-up in the next 22 seconds. Pabin will bring it toward the front court for Camp Point Central. To Blewett right side. Back to Pabin in the corner with 10 ticks to play in this first. Gets it to Moore. Murphy hounding him on the defensive side. Moore pulls it back out with 5. Double team comes his way, gets it to Pabin. Pabin a shot fake. Now launches a 3. It's up off the rim, no good. And the first quarter comes to a close. After 1, it's the Illini Bluffs Tigers leading the Camp Point Central Panthers 10-6 as you watch sectional championship action on Central Illinois Sports.
Before the TAVR, I was very active, worked out at the Kroc Center. I would say less than a week. Well, of course, Amy tells me I couldn't do squats. She even wrote it in my discharge paper. Great big, Sandy, no squats. So I did a couple.
Oh my word.
Don't tell her.
I knew she was going to, but I have the best job in the world to get to work with these patients.
You're ready to make your dream kitchen and bathroom a reality. Find inspiration at Pike County Lumber in Pittsfield.
It starts with a 3D design so you can see every angle and every custom detail. Traditional style or the newest trends. We'll create a design to fit your lifestyle. Your custom kitchen and bathroom will have the features that you need. A large versatile island for work or entertaining. Quartz countertops. Quality onyx that offers dozens of colors. From start to finish, trust the knowledge and experience at Pike County Lumber.
After one quarter of play, Illini Bluffs shooting 5 of 8 from the field, 0 of 0 from behind the three-point arc. They have not attempted a free throw on the Camp Point Central side, 3 of 12 in the first quarter. 0 for 2 behind the three-point line. They have not shot a free throw either, but it'll be Camp Point Central basketball to start the second frame as Charlie Hall tells you all about it.
It's been the Hank Alvey show for Illini Bluffs, and not unexpected, as the 6'9 junior has 8 of his team's first 10. Here's Moore, works it to Ginnenbacher, free throw line, jump shot, banks it home. The bank open late on a Friday night here, and Ginnenbacher has 6.
Really nice move by Ginnenbacher, showing Hank Alvey, I can get in the paint, I can be a post player just like you. Ginnenbacher, a heck of an all-around athlete, able to play inside and out.
I think he would have more trouble running the ball at the halfback or wingback spot at 6'9", but he wouldn't mind the height here in basketball. Out top with it, Hindle, good look, 3, and he nails it. Wyatt Hindle from downtown.
Nice ball movement by Illini Bluffs. Clay Vass said, we don't like to dribble the basketball a whole lot. You just saw it right there.
Well, and when you have to concentrate so much energy on Alvey, it opens some things up for these good perimeter players. 7 minutes to play in the half. The Tigers back out to a 5-point lead. Pavin trying to break free of the defender. He drives in, has his shot blocked. He said this game would be a lot easier at 6'5" than 5'8". But Pavin's got a lot of fight and what do they call it these days? Dog mentality.
Got that dog in him is what they say. Rough.
6:49 to play in the half. Moore with it out top, has a hand in his face, and White drives in. White's going to pick up his second foul as he had both hands on him again.
White picks up the foul, probably saves the basket as the foul will be whistled on the floor. Second against White, third of the game against Illini Bluffs, comes with 6:45 remaining here in the second quarter.
See if the Tigers want to sub, and they will get Washington into the game. Jaden Washington, the 5'9" sophomore, comes in, sits down White, so they lose a little height, but still a very quick young man is Washington. And he'll draw the assignment of Moore, and on the inbounds pass, it's tipped out. And it will stay with the Panthers. Briar Wiskirken saying, hey, Hindle reached out of bounds and touched the ball here. I think that's a technical.
Saw that happen in the girls' state tournament earlier today.
Here's Moore. Stops on a dime. Step back J. Smooth as silk, Nick Moore.
Tough shot for Moore. He's able to put up a lot of those short pull-up jumpers, but when you've got to do it against a guy that's got a few inches advantage, it's tough to do.
Here's a ball down low. Comes to Cooper. Cooper, a shot up. No good. Rebound out of bounds. It'll stay with the Illini Bluffs as the Panthers had two guys fighting for the same rebound.
Haven with a hustle play to try to keep it in, but can't get it just in time as Illini Bluffs will inbound with 6:23 remaining here in the second quarter. It's a 13-10 lead for the Tigers on the Trucks LLC scoreboard.
Inbounds pass comes to Washington left side. Out to Hindle. Works the pass on the perimeter to Coates. Snipes his way inside. Little floater up, and the senior with another two. Makes it 15-10. Tigers.
Coates is just so athletic.
Blew it now, top of the key for a three, no good. A little out of sync shot for the Panthers that time, and the rebound down to Hindle, his second. Hindle passes the ball on the left side, perimeter, it goes to Toby Cooper. Out top, Hindle, just under 6 minutes to play here in this first half. Cooper near the sideline, left side, and a foul going to be called underneath against Ginnenbacher as he and Coates were fighting for position.
Well, one guy that's not going to back down from a physical challenge is going to be Isaac Ginnenbacher. He'll pick up his first, team third against Camp Point Central, as you've got a couple of substitutions in here. Coming in for Illini Bluffs is Jack Murphy, and I missed who came in for CPC.
Looks like we see Eiler return to the action for Blewett. Pass in the corner, Hindle, three, good again. Wyatt Hindle tickles the twine from 19-9.
Largest lead of the ball game here for Illini Bluffs at 8 points.
I told you the other day, Hindle's a kid that can put up points in a hurry. Now that's changed a little bit this season because he's doing so much of the ball handling. And man, he is a dynamic player in his own right. Here's Moore, a little one-footed jump shot and good defense, better offense that time from Nick Moore.
Another tough, challenging shot for Nick Moore, but he rises to the occasion. literally and figuratively, to get the basket.
Hindle with it to Cooper on the arc. As Wiskirchen on him in the man-to-man. Gets it back, feeds the post in Alvey, his first touch in a while. In the corner, Murphy had to save it into Hindle. Back to Alvey on the block. Finds the shooter open left side. Cooper three, it's no good. And Eiler grabs his second rebound of this contest for Camp Point Central. 4:49 to play in this half.
Camp Point Central really starting to collapse in anytime that basketball gets in. That's how he was so wide open. Wiskirchen came in off the weak side to try and collapse.
Well, you have to pick your poison with this Illini Bluff squad, and do you take your chances with Alvey within 6 foot of the basket or somebody behind the line at 19-9? Here's a drive in by Moore. Rattles in and out, no good on the runner. Rebound down to Alvey, his third. I think you're going to take that chance on the perimeter every time, honestly. Here's Cooper with the basketball. He'll work the pass down low to Alvey. Alvey going to go to work in the paint. Finds Coates on the baseline. Coates, a little rise shoot and missed it, but he'll be fouled on the play, and Isaac Ginnenbacher will pick up his second foul with 4:12 to play in the first half.
Fourth team foul for Camp Point Central as Coates is going to go to the free throw line. He's got 2 points. First free throw attempts of the basketball game for either team, Charlie. Come here with 4:12 remaining in the second quarter, excuse me. First free throw up for Coates is no good, as you're going to see Washington check back into the ball game for Wyatt Hindle. 18-12 basketball game here, so glad you're all watching alongside on Central Illinois Sports. Brian Shoemaker, Charlie Hull, Gavin Hilgenbrink is the second free throw up, no good. Rebound comes down to Ginnenbacher.
The last time these two teams played, it came down to free throws, and Central was on the short end as they went 0 for 5 in the fourth quarter, losing the game by 1. Here's Eiler with it. Dribbles out behind the arc to Moore. Being held on to by Murphy there. Now to Wiskirchen. Under 4 to play in the half. Ginnenbacher. Ball handoff goes to Pavin. Pavin, a little hesitation move. Drives in. Tried a little difficult shot. No good. A rebound down to Ginnenbacher. Held ball. And this will head the way of Illini Bluffs on the alternating possession arrow.
Ginnenbacher got high in the air, but he met Alvey, and Alvey really didn't have to get that high because he's already pretty tall, Charlie, and get a change of possession here. Illini Bluffs basketball.
Coates will play the point now as Hindle getting a little breather on the bench. Here's the ball knocked away, stolen away by Ginnenbacher. Ginnenbacher larceny layup up is good for Isaac Ginnenbacher, drawing the Panthers within 4.
Fourth turnover against Illini Bluffs. Ginnenbacher has 8 points and 5 rebounds here in the first half.
He's playing pretty physical for a guy with 2 fouls. Here's a pass down low, saved in bounds, comes to the corner. Washington for 3, and it's good. Washington from downtown made it 21-14. Drive inside Ginnenbacher, out top Eiler, turns down the 3. Gives it over to Wiskirchen with 3 minutes to play in the half. Wiskirchen, a little hezzy move, up under, no good. Rebound down to Eiler, put back, good. Carter Eiler with the board in the bucket. He's got 4. Cuts it down to a 5-point game again.
Wiskirchen had a really nice move there, Charlie, to get some separation and get that layup attempt.
Alvey out near the half-court line, might have traveled, no call. Gets it out to Murphy on the right side, Washington, who nailed that 3 from the corner on the last possession for the Tigers. He's guarded hard by Pavin out there, throws a pass that's out of bounds. He thought Cooper was going to come up, and we're going to get are we going to get a timeout or just a dispute with the official here? We're going to get a timeout taken by Illini Bluffs. We will pause as well. The first timeout of the evening. 2:33 to play in the half. It's Illini Bluffs 21, Camp Point Central 16.
PCRE Real Estate and Auction is your #1 resource for buying or selling real estate in West Central Illinois. With 2 office locations, one in Pike County and the other in Calhoun County, PCRE Real Estate and Auction is the place to go when you're looking to buy or sell farmland, recreational and hunting land, residential or commercial property. See our current listings at PCRERealestate.com or call us at 217-285-5800 for PCRE Real Estate and Auction.
Well, no timeout, as it turns out to be, as the referee thought he heard something over the crowd noise, and it was not a timeout call. They went to both coaches and said, "What do you want?" They said, "Well, not a timeout." 2:25 to play in the half, and we're back to live action. Camp Point Central's Pavin has the basketball, gets it to Wiskirchen. He'll pull back for a 3, top of the key off the mark. Rebound Hank Alvey for Illini Bluffs, his 4th board. And the Tigers now working with this 5-point lead. Across the half-court line, Hindle checked back in during the non-timeout. Gets it to Cooper. Back to Hindle, deep in the corner against Pavin. Tries the baseline move, skips it across to Murphy. Murphy will work it down low, Cooper. Cooper trying to go to work in the paint. Tough turnaround shot, won't fall. Good defense by Wiskirchen. Rebound down to Eiler, his fourth. Under 2 minutes to play in the half. Pavin brings it across, looks to James Barnett, and says, what do you want to run? He says, rock on guard. Left side with it is Ginnenbacher. He'll try the drive in, right at Coates. Shot up no good, and a foul going to be called here on Brandon Coates.
Coates thought he got the block, maybe just a little bit of the body. As they say, it's a pushing foul. That's going to send Ginnenbacher to the line. You see it here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. First free throw attempts of the night coming for Camp Point Central here with 1:37 left in the second quarter. First one's up and good for Ginnenbacher. Give him 9.
Illini Express here to serve you with walk-in medical care when you need it. They're open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every Monday through Saturday. You'll find Illini Express on the south side of the square in Pittsfield. Learn more at IlliniHospital.org.
Ginnenbacher eyes the second free throw. Off the rim, no good. Fight for the rebound comes down to Eiler. It's his 5th.
Carter Eiler having a big night on the board side. 1:32 to play in this first half. Panthers trying to cut into this 4-point IB lead. Ginnenbacher staying out there with those 2 fouls. Works it to Pavin. Pavin to Moore, who's not been able to get free much on the offensive side. Wiskirchen now tries the drive to Ginnenbacher. Sees an opening, finds Eiler. Eiler hesitates, has a shot blocked, gets another board though. Off to Wiskirchen. Got to have Eiler be more aggressive there if you're Camp Point Central. Now Wiskirchen, reach around pass, and a pretty find on the dime. That time to Eiler, and he knows what to do with it. He says, I can be aggressive, and I can make the shot, and he'll get an and-one opportunity as a foul called here. Who do they call the foul on, Brian? Coates.
I think it's going to be on Coates. That is a huge one. That's his 3rd, team 4th. As they'll count the basket here for Carter Eiler. He's got 6 on the evening. Tries to make it 7. Rounds off the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Alvey, his 5th.
Well, that's a big development in this contest, as Coates is one of those do-it-all guys for this team. Under a minute to play in the half. 21-19, Illini Bluffs has the lead on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Washington with it. Right side, Cooper. Hands it off to Hindle. Hindle to Washington. Are you surprised to see Ginnenbacher out there in the last minute with those 2 fouls?
Well, and we've got a 3 ball coming up on the way, and good for Wyatt Hindle. Give him 9 on the night. Well, Charlie, maybe not so much. He's got to have a little bit of faith in your players to just make the right decision sometimes in a big game like this.
Tigers getting some good looks and knocking them down from 3 in this first half. We'll have all of your halftime stats in the Little Jess Motors halftime show. 20 seconds away from that. 5-point game. Moore works it to Wiskirchen with 13 ticks. Now Ginnenbacher over to Eiler. Under 10 to play. He'll get it to Wiskirchen with 7. Looking to go to work against Washington. Washington trying to get the big stop here. Hands it off Ginnenbacher. Free throw line shot. Good as the buzzer sounds. Ginnenbacher knocks it down, and we head to halftime and what has been a fantastic sectional championship matchup. The Little Jess Motors halftime show coming your way next as Illini Bluffs leads Camp Point Central 24-21.
Here at Little Jess, we value hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership. We have a respect for heritage and tradition and believe in the pursuit of building legacies, breaking records, and putting forth award-winning results. That's why supporting schools and local teams is one of our favorite and most exciting parts of our business. For over 7 decades, we strive daily to use those same values as a foundation to meet our community's automotive needs and support our future generations. Little Jess Motors, serving our community since 1969.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times. And Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls. And Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930. Are you short on time or budget, but your family is hungry? It's time for the Maya Authentic Mexican Restaurant in Pittsfield. Try the Maya Special, a crowd favorite. Delicious grilled fajitas, steaks, nachos Mexicano, salads in a tortilla bowl, the tastiest salsa and cheese sauce around, and the fastest service anywhere. You can afford it. It's the Maya Mexican Restaurant on Washington Street. Call ahead with your order and you can pick it up in the drive-thru, 217-285-4526. The Maya Restaurant in Pittsfield. Farmers, are you looking for high-yield genetics to help the bottom line on your farm? Contact Lipcomb Seed Sales for high-yielding A-Series soybeans from Pioneer. We have the luxury right now to be offering the highest-yielding soybean lineup Pioneer has offered in 30 years. Couple that with a service that is second to none, and you have a winning combination for your farm. For corn, check out the results of the National Corn Growers Yield Contact and see who's at the top. Maybe today is a good day to revisit Pioneer corn hybrids as well. Contact Aaron, Evan, and Brett today for high-yielding A-Series soybeans from Pioneer. Go Eagles!
For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
Welcome back on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. Little Jess, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Quincy, Illinois, 3431 Main Street. For all of your transportation needs, stop by and see the Little Jess guys across from Quincy High School. Learn more at littlejessmotor.com. It is a 24-21 lead for Illini Bluffs on top of Camp Point Central at the halftime break, and Brian Shoemaker has all of your halftime stats on the Little Jess Motors halftime show.
Well, for the Illini Bluffs Tigers, they have not given up a lead in this ball game since they took an early 2-0 advantage. They've got 5 turnovers in the contest. Devin White has 2 personal fouls. The big one here, though, Brandon Coates picked up his 3rd there toward the end of the quarter, and that might play a significant factor here as we get into the second half. They scored 10 points in the first quarter, 14 in the second for their 24 points. On the other side, for James Barnett's Camp Point Central Panthers, just 2 turnovers so far in the contest. Nick Moore has a personal foul. Gavin Blewett has 1 foul, and Isaac Genenbacher has 2. They scored 6 points in the first quarter, 15 in the second to make up their 21 points in what has been a very fun contest here so far at Bushnell Prairie City.
24-21 Illini Bluffs on top of the sectional championship game. We're back with the rest of your halftime stats on the Little Jess Motors halftime show next.
If your job situation is changing because of layoffs or restructuring, you may have to make several decisions. One important decision may be what to do with your retirement plan. Make sure your retirement stays on track. Derek Harris, your Edward Jones financial advisor, can help. Stop by the office at 1891 Main Street in Quincy, Illinois. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
This is Charlie Hull, and I'm asking for your vote for the Pikeland School Board. As a lifelong resident of Pike County, I know of the many great things the Pikeland School District has been able to accomplish and the great success of so many of our students. I want to help make our district a place where kids are excited to learn, teachers are excited to teach, and a place our great community members feel welcomed and proud to be a part of. I would appreciate your vote for Pikeland School Board on April 4th.
Pressure's on You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Pressure's on You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Pressure's on You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois. United Community Bank has been serving our community in banking since 1973 and is a proud member of the Pittsfield Strong United community. UCB brings you the latest banking technology, security, and convenience you expect, delivered with friendly local service you deserve from your community bank. UCB invites you to stop in for a visit at number 1 Professional Plaza in Pittsfield, or you can find them online at ucbbank.com. United Community Bank, the leader of community banking, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Sign up for a Saki Rewards debit card. Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Matthews, and Brad Wellman. Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you.
Back on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. 24-21, Illini Bluffs with the advantage over Camp Point Central. Brian, let's take a look at the rest of those halftime stats.
Illini Bluffs shooting 10 of 17 in the first half, 4 of 5 from behind the three-point line, which may be making all the difference right now. 0 of 2 from the free throw line. For Illini Bluffs, Jaden Washington has 3 points. Wyatt Hindle has 9. Jack Murphy played but has not scored in the first half. Devin White has not scored as well. Brandon Coates has 2. Toby Cooper has 2. And Hank Alvey has 8 points and 5 rebounds, along with 3 blocks here for the Illini Bluffs Tigers. For the Camp Point Central Panthers, they shoot 10 of 27 from the field in the first half, 0 of 4 from behind the arc, and 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Nick Moore has 4 points in the first half. Briar Wiskirchen has played but has not scored. Neither has Gavin Blewett. Isaac Genenbacher has 11 points, and Carter Eiler has 6 points and 6 rebounds in the first half for the Camp Point Central Panthers. They have not led in the contest. We've had 1 tie, and that was at 2-2.
Halftime stats are brought to you in part by Bowlers Universe, open Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., Fridays until midnight, Saturdays 4 to midnight. They offer a great menu from burgers and fries to specialty pizzas. Check it out at Bowlers Universe in Pittsfield. 24-21, Illini Bluffs with the lead. Both coaches looking to make some halftime adjustments. We'll have that second half action for you after this timeout on the Little Jess Motors halftime show.
Best Systems Insulators offer insulation for homes and commercial buildings throughout central Illinois and the surrounding areas. We take great care to ensure that the insulation products we use are the best fit for our clients and their project. We understand that different buildings have different needs and that each of our clients has a unique set of goals. Let us work with you to find the best solution for your next project. Call Best Systems Insulators at 217-285-6005. That's 285-6005. Or visit them online at GoBestSystems.com.
Illini Community Hospital is committed to providing high-quality specialty care close to home. We are pleased to welcome Dr. William Severino, urologist, and Dr. Mark Mount, ear, nose, and throat physician, to the consulting physician clinic team at the Castile Center. Specialty care is also provided for orthopedics, cardiology, podiatry, obstetrics, oncology, and more. Learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org or call 217-285-2113, extension 3950 to schedule an appointment.
Camp Point Central Sports are proud to have Dear Wester Grain as a sponsor of this broadcast. Dear Wester Grain, there for you for all your grain and feed needs. Why don't you give them a call and check out all the locations of Dear Wester Grain? With locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Wester Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461, or on the web at dearwestergrain.com.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
Welcome back to Bushnell. Just about ready for second half action, where it will be Camp Point Central basketball to start the second half of play. They trail Illini Bluffs 24-21 here at the halftime break. Our contest tonight is brought to you in part by Real Net and Twine, located just north of Pittsfield, across from the airport, your local headquarters for concrete lawn ornaments, statues, fountains, benches, and much, much more. Stop by and see Rick and Tracy Reel and their family at Real Net and Twine, or call 217-285-5013.
Having a little bit of a conference here before we get going, Charlie. Maybe not entirely sure what's happening, but whatever has been discussed, maybe Hindle, will be the inbounds man.
.21 over Camp Point Central.
Luke and Aaron Fessler at Fessler Insurance are here to help you with all of your insurance needs. Fessler Insurance, a Country Financial agency, provides life, health, auto, home, and farm insurance. Trust your insurance needs to the local folks at Fessler Insurance. Call for a quote today at 217-285-5013. 4429 or stop by at 1165 West Washington Street in Pittsfield for Fessler Insurance.
Back with you after the timeout. What a hustle play there by Carter Eiler to save this possession for the Camp Point Central Panthers squad.
Eiler got on the ground. We've seen a lot of hustle plays all through the season from all of these Camp Point Central players. You've seen it now in the likes of Wiz Kirkin tonight. You've also seen Pavin on the backdoor steal, and now Eiler gets on the floor.
A lot of hustle by both teams. Inbounds pass is tipped and now run down by Wiz Kirkin in the backcourt. He'll work and have it stolen away by Coates. Turnover number 3 in the contest by Camp Point Central. That's not been a problem for the Panthers, but a big turnover here. Nearly 2 minutes into the second half, and we're still at that same score as we saw at the halftime break, Brian.
Things are slowing up a little bit, Charlie. Things maybe just getting a little tighter here as teams kind of realizing what everyone wants to do and being able to make good adjustments, and that's what good teams do.
White, who got in foul trouble in that first half, has the ball now left side, finds Coates. A lot of action on the baseline, finds White underneath, does Coates. And White puts it up and in for 2. Good find by Coates.
His first basket of the evening comes with the 5:45 mark. It's a 5-point lead again for the Tigers of Illini Bluffs.
5 minutes, 38 seconds to play in this third period. It's been about a 5-point game for the most part. Camp Point Central's cut it closer. We've only had one tie, as you told us, and Central has never led in this ball game.
Illini Bluffs led as many as 8 points in the second quarter.
Out front with it is Pavin, trying to get free, works it deep in the corner to Moore. He draws Alvey now. Back it goes to Genenbacher. Left side Wiz Kirkin. Genenbacher. Try to put it on the deck now. Wiz Kirkin passes it off in the corner. It goes to Pavin. Pavin with a basketball with 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Central yet to score in the period. And just 2 points on the other side by Illini Bluffs. Kind of like we saw in the first quarter, quite honestly.
Teams just feeling themselves out as we've made some adjustments here. Not atypical to any basketball game, but we'll see who's able to make the moves out of it first and go on a little run.
Here's Eiler with it at the free throw line. Deep in the corner, Pavin tries to drive in, finds Eiler, who puts it up and in for 2. Another beautiful find, and Carter Eiler, the beneficiary, he's got 8. And it makes it 26-23.
We've said many times in the season, if you've watched the Camp Point Central broadcast, you really hope to see big games out of Carter Eiler. It makes the things a lot easier for this Panthers team, and maybe seeing it tonight.
Here's Alvey through a double team. Hank Alvey with another 2.
Gosh, he's good. 10 points for Alvey.
And with 4:15 to play in the period, it's back to that 5-point advantage for the Tigers. Wiz Kirkin with it on the wing. Out top to Pavin. Deep in the corner, it goes to Moore. Shot put up is blocked. Rebound is out of bounds. They're going to say off of Coates. He and Genenbacher kind of tied up there, both going after the ball. And let's say ball out of bounds to Central underneath their own hoop.
4th block of the ball game for Alvey. He averages about 3.5 a game, Charlie.
And some discussion now. Play Bass asking if anybody else had a better sight line than the man under the basket. And both referees say nope. Right side, Wiz Kirkin fakes the 3. Down low, they get it into Eiler. And now he's in double figures with 10.
Another nice move. Great decision from Wiz Kirkin. Could have taken the 3, got it to the open man, and they were able to quickly move it into the block.
Alvey going to get it on the block. Up, under, in for 2.
Alvey's got a dozen.
Alvey with another basket and makes it 30-25. And back and forth they are here in this third quarter. But if you're Camp Point Central, you can't trade baskets forever as you trail by 5. I can tell you at the Hayward sectional, Cornerstone Christian out of Bloomington leads Lexington 17-16. How did Camp Point Central and Lexington get a matchup this year, Brian? That's pretty good predictions by the coaches as now Genenbacher knocks it down from the elbow, much like he did to end the first half. 13 for the senior. And back to a 3-point game.
That Lexington matchup was a heck of a showdown between those two teams, Charlie. Just one of those games that the guys were able to get on the schedule.
Hank Alvey, another 2-point shot, no good. Rebound down to Genenbacher. He wants to push it himself into the front court. Shovels it off Wiz Kirkin. I think James Barnett wanted him to let that one fly. Free throw line. Back out top, it goes to Moore. Moore on the dribble. Kicks to Pavin. Top of the key. Extra pass, Wiz Kirkin. Gets it baseline. Eiler, another 2. If you had Carter Eiler with a dozen, you've hit tonight. And he's cut it down to a 1-point game with 2:35 to play in this third quarter.
Another great sequence of ball movement from the Panthers, finding the last man that they needed, and Eiler knocks it down.
Free throw line. Alvey short. Rebound is loose. Panthers on the floor after it. Eiler secures it at the half-court line. To Ginenbacher, streaks free, and the Panthers have their first lead of the contest on a breakaway basket by Ginenbacher. 31-30 on the Trex LLC scoreboard.
15 points on the evening for Isaac Ginenbacher, and this place has erupted.
It is very loud on the side of the gymnasium that we're sitting on at the moment. 2 minutes to play in the third. Hindle on the dribble. Right side, Cooper for the three. Goes begging. Rebound, Ginenbacher again.
7 rebounds for Isaac Ginenbacher.
Working on another double-double. Here's Moore, 4-3, no good. Ginenbacher soars. Put back up is good for Ginenbacher. And makes it a 33-30 lead for Central.
First lead change of the ball game, and Illini Bluffs will take a timeout. We'll take it too. It's Camp Point Central 33, Illini Bluffs 30. You're watching it live here on Central Illinois Sports.
The caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We offer a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on us to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one, and we'll carefully guide you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517. Welcome to Douglas Automotive and Tire, your expert truck and car repair center in Pittsfield, Illinois. We provide full service from oil changes to new tires and everything in between. Contact us today to schedule service. We're located at 303 West Jefferson Street in Pittsfield, Illinois. Call 217-922-0064. That's 217-922-0064. Britton and the gang know cars, and if you need repairs, call Douglas Automotive today for all your repairs.
Illini Bluffs takes the timeout as Camp Point Central on a roll. They've got the lead 33-30 with 1:34 left to go here in the third period as Carter Eiler has exploded for a dozen points. He's got 6 in the first half, 6 so far in the second half, but it's the Tigers basketball.
An 8-0 run for Camp Point Central to give them his 3-point lead with 1:30 to play. Here in the period, Cooper with it on the wing. Looks for the entry pass. Now gets it to Alvey at the free throw line. Back out to Cooper. Cooper going to put it on the drive. Runner-up partially blocked, and a foul whistled here against Camp Point Central.
Foul is going to go against Nick Moore. It'll be his second personal. It'll be the second of the half for the Camp Point Central Panthers. To the line is going to go Toby Cooper for his first 2 attempts. It's Moore's third, excuse me.
No, it's the third for the Panthers.
Oh, third for the Panthers, I'm sorry. First free throw attempt for the Tigers is no good. They are 0 for 4, or 0 for 3 so far from the line. Just 1:16 left to go here in the third. So glad you're joining us along here on Central Illinois Sports as the second free throw's up and good.
Games like this sometimes, Brian, can come down to those little things like free throws, getting a pass deflection that turns into a steal. You have to really dig deep in these moments. Ginenbacher with the basketball for the Panthers with a minute to play in the third. They lead Illini Bluffs by 2 on the Trex LLC scoreboard. Right side with it is Pabin. Pabin leaves it out top. Ball tipped. Ginenbacher gets it back. Tried to go to Eiler on the wing, and the pass too far for him. And the fourth turnover by Camp Point Central gives Illini Bluffs a chance to tie or take the lead.
4 turnovers. If you've got 4 turnovers after 3 quarters of play, Charlie, it's a pretty good spot to be in, but that's a pretty critical possession to turn the ball over there.
Hindle with the basketball for Illini Bluffs. Right side, Cooper. They feed Alvey down low. Back to Cooper with 35 seconds. He'll try the drive, gets in, and scores over the top of Wiskirchen. Ties this game up at 33 points apiece.
Cooper with 5 points.
The Panthers with a chance maybe to beat a buzzer here. Tied at 33 with 20 seconds to play. Illini Bluffs gets the basketball to start the final quarter, barring a tie-up. Pabin with it. They're still hounding Moore all over the place. They don't want to have him touch it here, does Illini Bluffs. Pabin now has to go with 8 seconds. Works it out top to Eiler. To Moore, who was a little surprised to get it with 3. 2, Moore going to work. Step back, 3, air ball. As we head to the final quarter of play, it's knotted at 33 points apiece. Somebody's going to win a title at the end of this one. Stay tuned for the fourth quarter on Central Illinois Sports.
Few things compare to Camp Point Central's fans' dedication to the Panthers. The same can be said about Channel and the farmers they serve. You see, unlike other seed companies, they don't have salesmen. With Channel, you get the advantage of a dedicated Channel seedsman, a trusted year-round advisor who can provide the right recommendations for your fields. It's their hands-on approach that truly sets them apart. Customized service, expert advice, elite seed management products. Find your Channel seedsman at channel.com or contact local district sales manager Matt Hughes at 217-242-8852.
Rewards checking, I'm not sure if there's a better checking account around.
They have 3 requirements each month, and if they meet those requirements, we will pay them the highest checking account interest rate that we have right now.
At this time, it is a very generous 4.07 APY.
As far as ID Secure goes,
it gives you protection with credit monitoring, cell phone protection.
Prevent identity theft at a reasonable cost.
It's watching out for you.
And every 90 days you get an update on it, so the peace of mind of that's very nice.
After 3 quarters of play, Camp Point Central 16 of 40 from the field, 0 of 8 from behind the arc, 1 of 3 from the free throw line for the Illini Bluffs Tigers. 14 of 26 from the field, 4 of 7 behind the arc, and 1 of 4 from the free throw line. It is Illini Bluffs basketball as we've got a tie game to begin the 4th quarter.
Hindle brings it across as a screen set by Coates, and now he's down as he and Pavin collided. Coates and Pavin knocked knees there. And Coates is down on the court injured with his teammates around him. We'll get the trainer out here to take a look at him. And he and Pavin both went to the floor. Pavin hopped right back up. Coates, on the other hand, is still down on the ground, Brian.
There was a violent collision in the backcourt. We've got some big athletes and big kids out here tonight, Charlie. And for Coates to go down, you know that's got to be a pretty tough collision. Looks like they're going to get him maybe up here slowly.
He's the lone senior on this team, is Brandon Coates, so you know he's going to do everything he can to keep going for his team as he's up on his own power now. He'll have to go out of the game for at least a moment. Still a heavy limp on that one leg, and we hopefully can get Brandon Coates back in. He's trying to get some things stretched out on that leg, and the referees are saying, let's go. We got to roll here, and that's the breaks of the game sometime. The game stops, unfortunately, for no one, Brian.
They've got to get somebody substituted in. The officials are about ready to put the basketball down as
we see White come back into the game. Also, Murphy is in. It looks like Murphy actually checked in for young Mr. Coates. We'll take a look at him on the sideline. Illini Bluffs will have the basketball just underway in the 4th period, and a game tied at 33. On the left side, Cooper works off of the screen from Alvey. Pull-up shot, Toby Cooper, no good. Rebound skying high was Ginnenbacher.
His 9th of the game.
Into the front court, blew it. Touch pass to the corner goes Wiskirchen. Out of Pavin, Illini Bluffs gets back and gets set up defensively. Out top, Ginnenbacher, 3, buries it from downtown.
First 3 of the game for the Panthers gives Ginnenbacher 20 points on the night. And the Central Panthers regain a 3-point lead.
And sometimes at this time of the season, Brian, seniors just are different. Cooper with it on the left wing. Tries to drive in. Gets caught underneath. Ball knocked out of bounds. Wiskirchen knocked it away. It stays with the Illini Bluffs on the baseline here.
Almost able to get the Tigers to cough one up there. Instead, they'll regain the basketball as Hindle will be the inbounds man.
7:08 to play. Cooper with it left side. White. Hindle works off the Murphy screen. Gonna feed the big boy in Alvey. Alvey, a spin move to the rim. Counted and one. And a chance to tie it up for the 6'9" junior.
Foul is going to go against Gavin Blewett. It'll be his 3rd personal, team 4th, as Alvey will go to the free throw line. He's got 14 points on the evening. His first try of the evening comes with 6:57 left to go in the ball game. Junior eyes it up, and it's good, giving 15 points on the night. We're tied again.
Knotted up, 36 points apiece as the ball gets away for a moment. That'll stop action and allow Brandon Coates to get right back into this game. Now, it's not without a limp that Coates enters the court, but if you think they're going to sit Brandon Coates at this point with possibly less than 7 minutes left in his career or a chance to help lead his team to their first sectional title since 1981, you're crazy. He's out there, gutting it out for his teammates. Pavin with the basketball, leaves it to Ginnenbacher, drives inside, shot up, no good, fouled, and they're going to call this an offensive foul on Ginnenbacher.
They say it's going to go against Pavin. It's going to be Paben's second personal, team number 5. It's going to be turnover number 5 for the Panthers.
Tied at 36 with 6:40 to play. Hindle brings it across for Illini Bluffs. Gets it to Cooper left side. Off the Alvey screen. Leaves it over to the sophomore White. Devin White to Coates. Drives in. Turns, shoots, scores. Coates with another 2.
He's got 7 on the evening.
As he's gutting this one out for his team and shoots them back to the lead, 38-36.
Second lead change of the night, Charlie.
Ginnenbacher with the basketball off of the screen from Blewett. Left side, Paben. Paben 3 won't go. Rebound loose and secured by Coates. Gives it off to White. White will walk it toward the front court for Illini Bluffs. 6 minutes left in this contest. A 2-point IB lead. Hindle with it on the wing. Works it over to Alvey. Bounces it down low to Coates, and they'll call him for traveling. Say shuffle to feet, the 7th turnover here by the Tigers. 5:50 left in what's been a dandy contest throughout the entirety of this one. No fouls in this second half against Illini Bluffs, and if you're Clay Vass's team, a good chance for you to play pretty physically on the defensive side. Paben brings it into the front court for Camp Point Central, trailing by 2 points. Out top, Ginnenbacher. He will kick it in the corner to Paben. The Panthers, as Brian told you, have made just 1 3 on the night. Here's Paben blocked and a board for Alvey.
6th board of the night, 5th block of the evening for Alvey.
Out top, Cooper. Feeds the big man underneath. Turns, shoots, missed it. That's because he's bumped. And he'll head to the free throw line, shooting 2 shots.
Foul is going to go against Isaac Ginnenbacher. That's going to be his 3rd. Team number 6. Alvey's going to go back to the free throw line for 2 more. He's got 15 points on the night, and he's going to try and extend this 2-point Illini Bluffs lead. Charlie, we have seen a heck of a ball game so far. It's lived up to everything we hoped it was going to be tonight.
Now they go to talk to Toby Cooper, and now James Barnett takes the opportunity, and he'll call a timeout. We will pause as well. 5 minutes, 22 seconds left in regulation. It's Illini Bluffs 38, Camp Point Central 36.
Well, my baby gives me special love. It's the kind of stuff.
Honey, it's your turn.
I'm on cloud 9.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
Yeah, I'm at Farm and Home for essentials.
Did you find everything you need?
No, apparently not. Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about.
No other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply.
5 minutes, 22 seconds left out of the timeout taken by Camp Point Central. It's Illini Bluffs 38, Central 36, and the 6'9" junior Hank Alvey to the free throw line.
15 points in the night for Hank Alvey. We'll get it correct there. Second leading scorer on the night is Isaac Ginnenbacher, has 20. And Alvey will go to the free throw line. Tigers lead by 2. 5:22 left in this one. First one's up and good. Give him 16.
This is one of the places the big man really shines. He is a very, very good free throw shooter. You can tell he has really worked to perfect his craft from this spot.
74% on the season, Charlie. Second one's up and good. He's got 17.
And a 4-point lead for Illini Bluffs as they're on a 7-0 run. Paben into the front court for Camp Point Central. Gets it to Ginnenbacher. Right side, Moore. Moore had a big 4th quarter the other night in the semifinal win, but they've really contained him fairly well here this evening. Ginnenbacher with the top of the key. Faked the ball handoff. Now goes to Blewett left side. Out front they clear it to Ginnenbacher. He'll try to drive in against Alvey. Patient with it underneath. Alvey another big block. He says, get it out of here. As the rebound run down by Hindle.
Block number 6 on the evening.
4:40 left. Ball in the corner comes to Coates. This is a big possession in this game, and now Drew Paben going to be called for a foul and send the Tigers to the free throw line to shoot 1-1. The 7th foul on Central. No fouls here in the second half to this point on Illini Bluffs.
3rd foul against Drew Paben. is going to send Illini Bluffs back to the line for the first bonus shots of the evening, as Hendel will go to the free throw line. He's got 9 points on the night. Illini Bluffs has shot 4 of 8 from the line here this evening. 4:37 left in this one. First one up and no good. Rebound comes down to White, who tips it up and it rolls around and in. White gets the rebound to the putback, give him 2, and it's a 6-point lead for Illini Bluffs.
What a big play by the sophomore, a 6-point lead. They've led by as many as 8 in this contest. And a big 9-0 run right now in this fourth period for the Tigers. Moore with the basketball for Camp Point Central. Trying to get free, and he'll be bumped and fouled by White, who will pick up his 4th, I believe. Call it 3rd, excuse me.
We'll call it his 3rd, that's okay.
Just the first of the second half, though, by Illini Bluffs.
It'll be Camp Point Central basketballs. Pabin will be the trigger man.
4 minutes, 17 seconds remaining. Here's Moore, free throw line, jump shot, good.
Moore's got 6.
Makes it 42-38. Camp Point Central looking for a big stop as we're halfway home in this fourth quarter. Illini Bluffs looking to add on to this 4-point lead. Alvey gets the ball on the block. Going to go to work against Eiler. Nearly lost it out of bounds, saves it in bounds to Hindle. Hindle back to Alvey, says feed him again. He fakes, got Eiler off of his feet, goes up under and in, count the basket again. And an and one here for the 6'9" junior.
For Carter Eiler, that's going to be his first, team number 8. Alvey is going to go to the free throw line. Now he's got 19 points on the evening. He's going to try it for the old-fashioned 3-point play here. 3:43 left in this one. Illini Bluffs 44, Central 38. The junior's free throw is good. Give him 20 points on the night, Charlie.
Makes it a 45-38 lead with 3:39 to play. Genenbacher with it on the dribble. Works it out top to Wiskirchen. Wiskirchen patient with it. His squad down by 7 with 3:27 remaining. Genenbacher, who's been the main man for Camp Point Central tonight. Out to Pavin. Kind of strange that the Panthers are the guys, they're post players, are their leading scorers. But they have been here tonight. Right side with it is Pavin. Looks in the paint, nothing going here. Hands the ball off to Moore. Moore trying to get free. 4 of 3, no good. Rebound down to Carter Eiler on the offensive side.
It's his 10th board of the night, Charlie.
Wiskirchen left alone for a tray, no good. Eiler tips it. Rebound loose, saved in by White, right into the hands of Genenbacher, who was standing out of bounds.
Heck of a play from White as he and Genenbacher, Charlie told you, just flying out of bounds. White able to get the body control and taps it off Genenbacher. It'll be Illini Bluffs basketball. They've got the length of the court to go against some full court pressure from the Panthers.
2 minutes, 52 seconds left and a 7-point Illini Bluffs lead. Into the front court, Cooper fouled by Wiskirchen.
That's going to be the first personal foul against Briar Wiskirchen. Team foul number 9 for Camp Point Central. As you can feel Old Mo starting to shift just a little bit towards Illini Bluffs.
Well, this was a 36-33 lead at 1.4. Camp Point Central, right now, it's been a 12-2 run by Illini Bluffs.
Cooper's first free throw is up and good. He's got 8 on the evening.
And the Tigers trying to do what Central could not do the first time they played. That's make free throws down the stretch with a late fourth quarter lead.
Second free throw's up and good. Illini Bluffs is 7 of 10 from the free throw line, and there's going to be a timeout on the floor. We'll take it to Illini Bluffs 47, Central 38. Largest lead of the Tigers comes with 2:44 left here in the fourth. You're watching it on Central Illinois Sports.
At Game Masters in Quincy,
we're passionate about the outdoors.
Shooting is one of our favorite pastimes.
When it comes to guns and ammo, think Game Masters. They have new guns, used guns, gun safes, and gun accessories. And be sure to head over to GameMastersOutdoors.com to check out our great selection.
Clothing, fishing, hunting, gifts, and more. At Game Masters in Quincy,
we're passionate about the outdoors.
Yeah, I'm at Farm and Home for essentials.
Find everything you need?
No, apparently not. Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about.
No other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply.
2 minutes, 44 seconds left. A 9-point lead for Illini Bluffs is their largest of the night on the Trex LLC scoreboard. It'll be Central all length of the court to go.
Charlie, there can't imagine there have been many circumstances where Central has trailed by 9 points this late into the basketball game.
With the basketball is Moore. Leaves it to Ginnenbacher. 3, no. The 3 ball has not been the friend of the Panthers tonight. And the rebound comes down to Coates.
Just his second of the evening.
Hands it to Cooper. Illini Bluffs trying to add on to this lead and make it a double-digit game with just over 2 minutes left. White with the basketball. Leaves it off to Hindle. On the right side, Coates, who's recovered from that leg injury and has been a big-time player in this fourth quarter. Gets it out top, Hank Alvey. Over to Hindle with 2 minutes left in this fourth quarter. The Tiger fans rising to their feet as their team playing a little keep away from the Panthers here. When does Camp Point Central foul again and try to put them at the free throw line, although Illini Bluffs has been very good from there tonight. Here's the ball now stolen away. Ginnenbacher with the steal. Gets it to Pavin, whose layup is up and good. Cuts it down to a 7-point game with 1:40 left. Alvey with the basketball in the backcourt for Illini Bluffs.
First basket of the night for Pavin comes at a real critical time for Camp Point Central.
Does Central have anything left in the tank to try to make a comeback here? White with the basketball, finds Hindle, 1:25 left. Down low with it is Alvey, finds a man underneath. Cooper in for another 2. What a find.
Cooper's got 10.
And it makes it 49-40 with 1:15 to play. Wiskirchen finds Moore out top. He gets free. Now to Wiskirchen, left side in the corner. Pavin for a 3, no. Rebound tip comes down to Toby Cooper for Illini Bluffs. With a minute to play in this contest, they lead by 9. Ball now knocked away. Pavin called for the reach in the backcourt.
It's going to be the 4th personal foul of the game against Drew Pavin. It'll be the 10th against Camp Point Central here in the half. That's going to send Illini Bluffs to double bonus here for Devin White. He's got 4 points on the evening. And Illini Bluffs enjoys a 9-point advantage with less than a minute left. Winner of this one goes to the Super Sectional on Monday at the Jacksonville Bowl. First one up from Devin White off the back of the iron and no good.
They'll play the winner of that Calvary-Jabot game, which at last check was tied at 50 late in the fourth.
You can watch that live as well on Central Illinois Sports. White eyes up the second. Out of the right hand, into the bottom of the net's good. White's got 5 points.
And the lead is 10 with 55 seconds left. Wiskirchen gets it to Moore out top. Moore, top of the key 3, good, and a timeout by Barnett as the Panthers pull within 7 here on the 3-point shot by Nick Moore. It has not been the friend, though, for Camp Point Central tonight from that 3-point line. And Moore, you have to give a lot of credit to this Illini Bluffs squad, has been fairly limited on even the number of shots he's been able to take this evening.
He has. They've really kind of keyed in on Nick Moore. It's allowed Carter Eiler to have a little bit of a big night. But the Panthers are just 2 of 15 tonight, Charlie, from behind the 3-point line. That has been one of the big bugaboos here. They've only committed 5 turnovers. And you've got a heck of a ball game now as Waterloo-Jabot leading
51-50 with 41 seconds left in that contest at Calhoun. Here it's a 7-point game, 50-43. And at this point, Brian, if Illini Bluffs can make their free throws, they're going to win this sectional. But if Camp Point Central can get a couple of misses, maybe a little magic goes the Panthers' directions.
Illini Bluffs has been pretty well at the free throw line tonight, just 8 of 12 from the charity stripe. Camp Point Central, Charlie, has only had 3 free throw attempts this evening. Something that we are not accustomed to seeing from this Camp Point Central squad, who's usually able to get their way to the free throw line.
Well, just 1 foul on Illini Bluffs the whole second half. That's why I haven't been up the free throw line. The Tigers just haven't committed fouls. Handle the inbound, length of the court to go. He can run the baseline here and does. Inbounds pass comes in the backcourt to White. He's into a double team and is going to be fouled with 43.9 seconds to play.
We'll wait to see who the officials whistle this one on. It's going to be on Nick Moore. That'll be his 3rd personal foul. And we'll walk down to double bonus here for Illini Bluffs with 43 seconds as a few fans start to make their way to the exit area as White's going to come back up for 2 more. He was 1 of 2 from the first try. He's got 5 points on the evening. First one's up and good. Now he's got 6.
This kid right here has played his tail off on the defensive side.
Camp Point Central fans loud, trying to distract White. He misses the second. The rebound comes down to who else but Hank Alvey. He goes up with it. Off the front of the rim, no good. Fight for the rebound comes down to Eilers.
51-43 with 35 seconds left. Moore into the front court. Works it out to Ginnenbacher. He'll try the step-back tray. It's short. Rebound secured by Hindle. Fouled by Wiskirchen. And with 27.9 seconds left, another 2 free throws here for the Illini Bluffs Tigers.
It'll be the second foul, the third, they say, against Briar Wiskirchen. And Illini Bluffs fans starting to feel it over here. This is a heck of a student section for Illini Bluffs, a heck of a student section for Camp Point Central, and they have been loud all night long as Wyatt Hindle makes his way to the line for 2 shots. First one up from Hindle. In and out of the rim, no good. Illini Bluffs is 9 of 15 tonight from the charity stripe now. It's been a heck of a ball game here. Tigers trying to close it out at the free throw line. Second one's good for Hindle. He's got 10 points on the evening.
The lead is 9 with 25 seconds left. Wiskirchen with the basketball. Left wing. Can't get free for a 3. Now heaves one up. It's no good. Rebound down to Coates. Will the Panthers foul again? They're trying to. And now Ginnenbacher will be called for the foul with 15.2 seconds left. Another 2 shots for Illini Bluffs as the Tigers.
Ginnenbacher whistled for his 3rd personal, they tell us here on the public address system, as Coates is going to go to the line for double bonus. And Illini Bluffs fans know they've got a date Monday night, Charlie, at Jacksonville. First one's up and good for Coates. Just 3 points on the evening. But these free throws very critical. 10-point lead, largest of the night. Make it 11 now as the second one's good for Coates.
The Tigers have done what they needed to do here in the 4th. Wiskirchen tries to get it to Moore. He'll be fouled. Just the second foul of the second half called here against against Illini Bluffs.
Foul's going to go against White. Second foul, as Charlie just told you, and Camp Point will try the inbounds here to close this one out with 10 seconds left.
Wiskirchen with the basketball. On the wing, it goes to Ginnenbacher for a 3. It's good. The last shot of Ginnenbacher's career is going to go down for a 3. Illini Bluffs will inbound. The time will tick off the clock. And in Glassford, they'll be partying like it's 1981 as the Tigers win this one. Win number 32 on the season. And they head to the Elite 8 Monday night at the Jacksonville Bowl. Final in the contest, a 54-46 win for Illini Bluffs. Central ends their season at 27-5, tying the record for the school in wins. But that first sectional championship still eludes this Camp Point Central boys basketball program as they fall in this one, 54-46 to Illini Bluffs. We will pause here on the Illini Community Hospital post-game show. Actually, let's hang around here in the gym for a moment and give you an opportunity to watch this Illini Bluffs squad receive the first sectional plaque, Brian, since 1981.
It's a long time, Charlie, and you know there's whether you're breaking a streak of a regional, a sectional, super, whatever it is, it's a fantastic feeling. And it's got to be for these kids from Illini Bluffs as Coates is going to step forward to accept the plaque.
Tell you what, that young man right there, Brian, went down with an injury as the student section storms the court. Wow, somebody went down. Hope they're okay as the stampede is on. Coates went down there. He was injured, man. He was in a lot of pain. Stayed on the floor for probably a minute and a half. Gutted it out once he came back in. And he did some big things down the stretch. We still have that Calvary Chabot game. It's live. You can switch to it yourself. We're not going to switch to it for you. We're not CBS. It's just another stream. You'll just have to go back out and come back in. That's how that works. Also, for you folks asking about coverage on Monday, the IHSA and the NFHS network contract the super sectionals amongst one another. We will have the call for you, but it will be on the NFHS network live from the bowl. We'll also have action on the 2A side and 3A side from the Springfield Bank of Springfield Center. Central Illinois Sports' crew will be covering the games, but it will be on the NFHS network. We've got a lot to talk about in the post-game show, the Illini Community Hospital post-game show, and that comes your way after this.
Illini Community Hospital is committed to providing high-quality specialty care close to home. We are pleased to welcome Dr. William Severino, urologist, and Dr. Mark Mount, ear, nose, and throat physician, to the consulting physician clinic team at the Castile Center. Specialty care is also provided for orthopedics, cardiology, podiatry, obstetrics, oncology, and more. Learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org or call 217-285-2113, extension 3950 to schedule an appointment.
Wish you had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Did you know that Prairie Land FS doesn't just sell seed? They treat it and box it right here at one of their local facilities, then deliver it to your farm or fields. Growers trust Prairie Land FS to deliver top-performing crop protection products that promise the best performance before, during, and after the growing season. Prairie Land FS, your leading supplier of choice.
Jersey's World! Jersey's World! Party time! Excellent! Party on, James! Party on, Todd!
Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, where you can find the best burgers, sandwiches, and steaks, all locally sourced from GJY Beef Company.
We love beer! We love beer!
Ice cold draft beer. Enjoy one of our many craft selections on the patio. All at Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Camp Point, Illinois.
At Logan Agri-Service, we consider it a badge of honor to be recognized as one of the larger independent suppliers of crop protection chemicals in the Midwest. We've worked hard for years to provide you with the access to the best herbicides, insecticides, and fungicides from top manufacturers because we know without you, our local farmers, we wouldn't be here. When you have questions, call our local experts to discuss what works best for your fields and your situation, or visit us online at loganag.com. Serving agriculture since 1962.
Welcome you back here on the Illini Community Hospital postgame show. Illini Community Hospital, part of Blessing Health System, serving the Pike County community and the surrounding area for over 75 years, Charlie? Oh, family
80
medicine.
even.
80 even, thank you. Family medicine, emergency care, and a whole lot more. Learn more online at IlliniHospital.org as Illini Bluffs celebrates their first sectional championship since 1981, a 54-46 winner over Camp Point Central. Let's break down some final shooting stats and individual scoring for you. First for the Camp Point Central Panthers, whose season ends at 27-5. Nick Moore finishes with 9 points. Briar Wiskirchen played but did not score tonight. Gavin Blewett played but did not score. Drew Pabin finishes with 2 points. Isaac Genenbacher, the high point man of the evening, finishes with 23 points and 9 rebounds. Carter Eiler had a big night. 12 points, 11 rebounds for Carter Eiler. Camp Point Central scored 6 points in the first quarter, 15 in the second, 12 in the third, 13 in the final frame for their 46 points this evening. For the Illini Bluffs Tigers, we didn't tell you about final shooting, for Camp Point Central. 21-54 from the field, 3 of 17 tonight from behind the arc. Just 1 of 3 from the free throw line as Illini Bluffs only committed 2 fouls in the second half. For the winning Tigers tonight, they score 10 points in the first quarter, 14 in the second, 10 in the third, 21 in the fourth to pull away here in the fourth quarter of this one. Wyatt Hendel finishes with 10 points and 4 rebounds. Devin White finishes with 6 points tonight. Brandon Coates with 4 points and a heck of a valiant effort. Toby Cooper finishes with 10 points and 4 rebounds. Hank Alvey finishes with 20 points tonight along with 7 rebounds and 6 blocks. A heck of a night for the Illini Bluffs Tigers. We had 2 ties in the basketball game, 2 lead changes, Charlie. Largest lead of the night for Illini Bluffs until the very end was about 10 points. Largest lead for Camp Point Central was 3.
And it was a big fourth quarter by this squad from Illini Bluffs as they win this contest kind of going away, Brian, as it was, 33 all after 3 quarters, and so a big fourth quarter. A lot of those are the free throw line. You have to tip your cap to Illini Bluffs executing down the stretch and picking up the victory here this evening.
Illini Bluffs shot 19 of 34 tonight, Charlie. If you can make just about half of your baskets, you're going to win most of your basketball games. They were 4 of 7 from behind the arc, 12 of 18 from the charity stripe here tonight to pull away.
Illini Bluffs will play in the Elite 8. Camp Point Central, Brian, they finished the year 27-5, and what a run it's been on the boys' side of things for Camp Point Central. Second in the state on the Class 1A football side. They finished in the Sweet 16 on the basketball side. Nothing to be ashamed of, but they ran into an Illini Bluffs squad who, quite honestly, has what it takes to win this whole thing.
It's going to be a really fun matchup between whomever Illini Bluffs faces, which, of course, that's that overtime game that we've still got going on. And it looks like Jabot is up 56-54 in the overtime frame. Should be a heck of a matchup that you'll get to watch with our call Monday night on the NFH Network from the Jacksonville Bowl.
We were looking forward to that for you on Monday evening, the super sectional matchup. Here in the sectional championship, it's the win for Illini Bluffs. Let's name our player of the game. It's presented by Edward Jones financial advisor Derek Harris. Financial investments are important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, parents, and mentors. Derek Harris, your Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this, and that's why Derek Harris is a proud sponsor of the player of the game on Central Illinois Sports. And Brian, when all eyes are on you in big-time situations, the guys who rise to the top are ones who they tell stories about, 40 years down the road, like they did about the guys who won the sectional in 1981. There's going to be people talking about Hank Alvey's performance in this sectional championship for years to come.
22 points in the semifinal. Another 20 points tonight. A heck of a lot of blocks, a heck of a lot of rebounds. He is a very, very complete player, especially when it comes to a 1A basketball landscape, Charlie. And this team, though, overall, they pass efficiently. They didn't commit a lot of turnovers tonight. They committed 8, which is more than Camp Point Central did. But, again, when you can whittle down single-digit turnovers, you're going to put yourself in a good position to win a basketball game. This Illini Bluffs team managed the pressure from Camp Point Central, managed when the Panthers, went on a little bit of a run. We got all kinds of cats here this week. And they come up on top, claiming the sectional championship here this evening.
That's going to wrap up our coverage here from Bushnell Prairie City. We thank all of you for joining us here on Central Illinois Sports. Congratulations to the Illini Bluffs Tigers, as we'll see them on Monday in Jacksonville at the Bowl. Congratulations to Camp Point Central, as they have a fine season, 27-5, and a regional championship to their name. For our cameraman, Gavin Hilgenbrink, Brian Shoemaker with your color commentary and statistics, I'm Charlie Hull, thanking you for joining us here this evening for another Central Illinois Sports presentation.